Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today's virtual open house. My name is Tony Verda, and I am the director for our municipal engineering department at Morrison Hershfield out of our Toronto office. I will be delivering this presentation for you today. This presentation covers our Niagara Region, Ontario Street Sanitary Sewer and Water Main Replacement Project. We would like to ask you for your patience and understanding as we navigate this information center using this online format. We recognize that online platforms do not allow for quite the same face-to-face interaction. However, please know that we greatly value your feedback and questions and will make every effort to ensure your voice is heard. I'd like to take a couple of minutes to explain how this open house will run. We will begin with an introduction of the project team. This will be followed by a presentation that outlines the project, what the project is all about. Following this presentation, we will provide you with information to access the online questionnaire and additional links and contact information should you have any questions. The pre-recorded presentation will be posted to the project webpage and shared on June 20th, 2022 to allow the public access for viewing at their leisure. The purpose of this public information center is to introduce the Ontario Street Sanitary Sewer and Water Main Replacement Project to the public and to receive public input on the information presented and to provide an opportunity for those interested to stay informed and involved. Project team. As part of today's meeting, we have panelists from the project group who will be able to answer questions following this presentation. With us, we have Cameron DiPietro, the project manager for Niagara Region, and Gemma Lynch, the project manager for capital projects, the town of Lincoln, and myself, Tony Verda, the project manager and PIC host with Morrison Hershfield. I'll now transfer control over to Niagara Region's project manager, Cameron DiPietro, to say a few words. Cameron?
Thank you, Tony. Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron DiPietro, and I am an engineer and project manager with the Niagara Region, specifically the Water and Wastewater Department for the Ontario Street Sanitary Sewer and Water Main Replacement Project. It is a pleasure to discuss with you all the details behind this project. A bit of background on the water main project replacement of the project before we proceed with the presentation. In 2019, there was a water main break in the existing pipe, resulting in a major service disruption. When the water main was exposed for repair, it was assessed to be in very poor condition. Since providing safe, reliable drinking water is a primary objection of the Niagara Region, and future failures will be problematic as they will negatively impact the town of Lincoln, it is necessary to replace this water main. In coordination with the Ministry of Environment, Conservation and Parks, and Town of Lincoln, the objective of this capital project is to provide a complete, detailed engineering design and construction for the upgrades to the water main and sanitary sewers. Niagara Region has retained the consulting services of Morrison Hershfield Limited to undertake the engineering design for the water main portion of this project. Morrison Hershfield has a more than adequate and comprehensive team of experts to lead the water main design. I look forward to addressing your comments and any questions you may have and hope to see this project move forward successfully. Thank you, and I will now hand back control over to Tony.
Thank you, Cameron. I'll now transfer control over to the town of Lincoln's project manager, Gemma Lynch, to say a few words.
Thank you, Tony. Hello, my name is Gemma Lynch. I'm the project manager in the town of Lincoln's capital projects group. The intent of the sanitary sewer replacement portion of the project is to replace aging infrastructure and to meet future growth of demands in the area. We are proposing to replace and upsize approximately 1.7 kilometers of sanitary sewer along Ontario Street between King Street and Green Lane within the existing right-of-way. The town of Lincoln have retained the consulting engineer services of Morrison Hershfield to undertake the sanitary sewer replacement assignment. Morrison Hershfield has a comprehensive team of subject matter experts to lead the detailed design of the sanitary sewer replacement. Thank you, and I'll now hand control back over to Tony.
Thank you, Gemma. Returning back to me, my name is Tony Verda, the director of our municipal engineering department at Morrison Hershfield's Toronto office. I'm also the consultant project manager for this project. A little bit about Morrison Hershfield. We are a multidisciplinary, multinational, employee-owned engineering firm that specializes in consulting engineering and project management for infrastructure, land development, building science, transportation, structural, transit, energy, code, electrical, mechanical, telecom, environmental, and water and wastewater. Morrison Hershfield was founded back in 1946 and employs about 1,000 employees. As for me, I have over 30 years experience in water and wastewater and have been involved in Niagara Region projects over the past few years. Thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to presenting the Public Information Center material. This presentation will describe the project scope, provide an overview map showing the project limits, summarize key project details, describe the projected construction activity, provide an overview of the traffic staging for both the sanitary and sewer and water main, discuss mitigation measures, describe the project schedule, inform you of our next steps, and will provide information on how to submit any questions you may have. Project scope. The project scope of this project is 1, to improve the region's transmission water main system by replacing approximately 1.7 kilometers of aging water main along Ontario Street between King Street and Green Lane, all within the existing right-of-way. This will involve replacing the existing water main with a new 400 millimeter diameter transmission water main along Ontario Street between King Street and Green Lane. 2, to replace and upsizing approximately 1.7 kilometers of sanitary sewer along Ontario Street between King Street and Green Lane Road within the existing right-of-way. This is necessary to replace aging sanitary sewer and to meet future growth demands for the area. This will involve a new 600 millimeter diameter sanitary sewer from King Street to south of Friesen Boulevard, a new 750 diameter sanitary sewer from Friesen Boulevard to Green Lane. New sanitary service laterals will also be installed to property line. And to close off the project, there will be trench restoration of all the roadway due to construction activities. Overview map. This slide provides an overview map of the site with the project boundary represented by the thick black dashed line. The work will take place within Ontario Street right-of-way limits between King Street and Green Line. The blue line work represents the proposed 400 millimeter PVC water main, and the orange line work represents the sanitary sewer and service laterals replaced within the road right-of-way. The next 3 slides provide a closer look at the overview map. The proposed water main will connect to the existing water main on King Street. The existing water main will remain in place while the new 400 millimeter PVC water main is constructed. The proposed sanitary sewer will connect to an existing sanitary maintenance hole at King Street. The sanitary sewer will be upgraded from a 450 millimeter asbestos cement pipe to a 600 millimeter PVC pipe, which will provide more capacity to meet future demands. Existing sanitary laterals within the road right-of-way will be replaced to the property line, reconnecting the servicing for each property to the upgraded sewer. For this map, the existing 450 millimeter asbestos sanitary sewer will be upgraded to a 600 millimeter PVC up to Friesen Boulevard and a 600 millimeter asbestos cement to 750 PVC from Friesen Boulevard to Green Lane. All laterals to be replaced up to the road right of way, reconnection to existing services to the upgraded sanitary sewer. Through the installation process, access to homes and businesses will be maintained. For this detailed map, the sanitary and water main tie into the existing infrastructure at Green Lane. Through this section, the proposed sanitary is 750 millimeters in diameter. Since the sanitary is at a lower elevation throughout the project, the sanitary sewer will be installed first, followed by the water main installation. Projected construction activities. The following is a brief list of projected construction activities. Construction is expected to start in the beginning of 2023. For safe navigation, the contractor is to provide traffic signage for residents to follow. Residents can expect to experience some minor access disruptions to their driveways as the new infrastructure is installed. Residents will receive advance notice of any anticipated disruptions, and the contractor will coordinate with residents as needed. Residents may experience minor disruptions to sanitary service while services are being reconnected. Residents will be notified of any disruptions. All disturbed areas during construction will be restored to existing conditions or better. Traffic staging. Regarding residents' access to homes and businesses. Access to homes is to be maintained during construction operations. 2 lanes of traffic will be available during the majority of construction operations. Flagging operations will be in place to allow for safe passage of vehicles when traffic is reduced to 1 lane. Paid duty officers will be directing traffic when construction is within 30 meters of a signalized intersection. Regarding pedestrian traffic and cyclists, pedestrian traffic and cyclists will be maintained throughout the project. Flagging operations will be in place to allow for safe passage of pedestrians and cyclists. Sanitary sewer staging details. The location of the proposed sanitary sewer varies throughout the project site. For stage 1A, from King Street to south of Friesen Boulevard and from just north of Alyssa Drive to Green Lane, the sanitary sewer will be staged so that a minimum of 1 3-meter wide northbound and southbound lane is maintained. Driveways will remain accessible during construction. This cross-section view is taken from vantage point looking south along Ontario Street towards King Street and includes a typical detail of a trench box that will be used during construction. The proposed pipe size changes from 600 millimeters to 750 millimeters just south of Friesen Boulevard. For stage 1B, which is from just south of Friesen Boulevard to just north of Alyssa Drive, the sanitary sewer will be staged so that the minimum of 1 3-meter wide northbound and southbound lane is maintained. Driveways will remain accessible during construction. This cross-section view is taken from a vantage point of looking south along Ontario Street towards King Street. Since the construction will be within the middle of the existing roadway, left turn into properties will be prohibited and will require detouring at the next intersection to change direction and make a right turn into the desired property. Water main staging details. The location of the proposed water main varies throughout the project site. For stage 2A, the King Street to North Lane and from May Street to south entrance of Chestnut Crescent and from Homestead Drive to Green Lane, the water main will be staged so that a minimum of 1 3-meter wide northbound and southbound lane is maintained on the west side of Ontario Street. Driveways will remain accessible during construction. This cross-section view is taken from a vantage point of looking south along Ontario Street towards King Street. For stage 2B, from just north of North Lane to just south of May Street, and from north of Friesen Boulevard to Homestead Drive, the water main will be staged so that a minimum of 1 3-meter wide northbound and southbound lane is maintained. Driveways will remain accessible during construction. This cross-section view is taken from vantage point of looking south along Ontario Street towards King Street. Since the construction will be within the middle of the existing roadway, left turns into properties will be prohibited and will require detouring at the next intersection to change direction and make a right turn into the desired property. For stage 2C, from the south entrance of Chestnut Crescent to just north of Friesen Boulevard, the water main will be staged so that a minimum of 1 3-meter wide northbound and southbound lane is maintained on the east side of Ontario Street. Driveways will remain accessible during construction. This cross-section view is taken from a vantage point of looking south along Ontario Street towards King Street. And that concludes our water main staging details. One important note I'd like to make is with respect to maintaining access to residents, that also includes businesses along Ontario Street. Overview and mitigation measures. As with any construction project, the region and the town recognizes that there will be impacts to the environment as a result of the proposed work. The following are mitigation measures for this project. Regarding the natural environment, in an effort to mitigate the environmental impacts associated with the project, resodding of disturbed areas will be completed as required. Sediment and erosion control measures will be implemented to reduce sediment from entering the storm sewer system. Spill prevention measures will be undertaken and equipment will be cleaned before leaving the site. No impacts to trees are anticipated with this undertaking. On the technical side, to minimize impacts to local servicing, the plan is to leave the existing water main in place during construction. Minor service interruptions to sanitary services may be experienced during construction while service lines are being reconnected to the new sewer. On the socio-environmental impacts, health and safety are a priority to the region and the town of Lincoln. All construction will adhere to strict safety guidelines. Temporary measures will be undertaken during construction in order to minimize noise, dust, mud, and visual impacts. A traffic control plan will also be prepared to mitigate any potential traffic disturbances during construction. Archaeological and cultural heritage. All work will be completed within the right-of-way. So there are no anticipated impacts to archaeological or cultural heritage for this project. Project schedule. It is anticipated that the design phase will finish in the summer of 2022, with construction commencing in the spring of 2023 and ending in the winter of 2023. Sorry, ending in the spring of 2024. Following this public information center, the next steps for the project team will be to review and consider public input received from this presentation, complete detailed design phase by August of 2022, tender the project in January of 2023, and complete the construction in 2023. We encourage you to stay involved and review all Public Information Center materials available on our website. Please complete the questionnaire available on the project website and submit your completed questionnaire and any comments or questions that you may have by email as listed on this slide before July 11th, 2022. On behalf of myself and all of our panelists, I would like to thank you for taking the time to engage with us today. As I said before, we greatly appreciate your value and input and feedback. If you would like to provide further feedback or contact anyone on the project team with additional questions, key contacts are provided on this slide and on the project webpage. Please feel free to reach out to us with any questions or concerns following this presentation. Have a wonderful day, everyone.